Good afternoon.
Are you ready?
All right. Yes. Are we ready? This is Coach Smith with Love the Game 24/7. I just wanted to come live right quick before um, the Super Bowl gets kicked off. I know everybody's probably getting prepared for the Super Bowl festivities and things that they're uh, food and all that great stuff and fellowship because I'll be doing the same thing, hosting a Super Bowl party with some of my men from the church. Some of the brothers from church are coming to my pad to with their boys or little girls. It doesn't matter to watch the game and break some bread. And the ladies at the church are getting together um, at one of the other ladies, I think the pastor's house. So I'm sure everybody's excited and ready to get things going with the Super Bowl today. Even though you may not have any skin in the game, because I don't have a skin in the game. Um, so I'm really just excited about hanging out with some of the guys and eating some great food and hopefully watching a very competitive and exciting game this evening, early evening. So I hope you guys are excited and doing some things. But love the game 24/7. I'm all about working hard and doing what I need to do to try to help some of you student athletes. Uh, I should say some of you high school athletes, some of you athletes out there who are trying to get your recruiting started, or you're a middle school kid and some of your parents are trying to understand how they need to go about getting your recruiting started if you're in seventh or eighth grade and about to hit high school. And some of you guys may be in the midst of it, right? You're 11th or 12th grader, um, and you are in the midst of the recruiting. The national signing date, February 7th, just passed. And so there was a lot of people, hopefully high school athletes, that were able to sign their name on a dotted line about where they will be attending in the next 4 years, hopefully. Hopefully you decided on a place that you feel that you might be able to stick there all 4 years um, in whatever sport you're playing, young lady or young man. And so hopefully there's some excitement. And some of you all may be, graduating in another year or two, and you're not sure about how your recruiting is going. And some of you may be getting some attention, or some of you may possibly have some offers on the table, and you need to know how to go about deciding or making a decision on where to go. So you have all these questions that you're asking yourself about, how to go about this recruiting in my sport um, as a young girl, a young boy, high school athlete. And so that's uh, why I love the game 24/7 is here. Hopefully, some of you all joined me this week and you got to hear uh, Coach Harvey, who's a former national collegiate football champion with the University of Miami Hurricanes back in 2001. He was part of those teams, those great teams at University of Miami in 2000 and 2001 that went to the national championship in college football, and they won it his senior year. He had a roommate that was a first round draft pick. Coach Harvey is the current head football coach at Clearwater Central Catholic in St. Petersburg, or Clearwater, Florida, St. Petersburg, Florida area, Tampa Bay area. Um, and he's carried on some great success after his father-in-law started that program, having some great success, and he's carried it to uh, new levels. And he shared with us the importance of student athletes or high school athletes learning how to market themselves. And sometimes that may not necessarily be your high school coach that you may be needing to have. And just like as he shared the example that I had to go outside of, or I went outside and had to go outside of giving my son some additional help as a quarterback when he was being recruited with John Kaleo, who's the who's who of training and working out high school and college, and even some pro quarterbacks. He had a history of having some great success with young men at that position, and and I used um, that service that he provided, additional investment in my son at the time, from about eighth grade all the way up to his first year in college. So you got to hear him share his knowledge and experience as a former high school recruit himself, where he walked on at University of Miami and earned his scholarship. Okay, he did that, and as he said, he wouldn't, you know, recommend that, to most kids. He would tell you to try to do your best to earn after the scholarship, and everybody may not be able to go to the top level Division I, but it still doesn't mean you can't get a scholarship at FCS or Division II, and maybe even transfer, because you had to have some more development in your ability. And it could be the same for any sport for a young boy or young girl. Okay, so he shared some great information on Wednesday night when we kicked it off um, in that. And then we had Lucas Dennis, who's part of the GMB Management Group Sports Agency, along with my son, Jeff Smith II. And you got to hear Lucas on Friday night share his example of his recruiting and how that went, and how he wrote over 100 letters and only about maybe 13 schools responded, mostly Ivy League schools. But then he had an offer from BC, Boston College, and Syracuse University as a defensive back. And he shared some things that he did, that he did go to some camps, but he probably should have gone to more. But he wished he would have had somebody like myself explaining to him and telling him what did he need to do to possibly get more offers and opportunities. He wished he would have had something like Love the Game 24/7 digital course that he and his mother could have used. It definitely probably expanded his options. However, he did get blessed to go to Boston College and became an All-American his junior year. And he also shared how he was hoping to get drafted, and he didn't. He was an undrafted free agent with the Buccaneers, and how studying and learning the game at a fast pace, especially when you get at that level at Power Five, and definitely when you get to the pro level. And so he needed some more development in that, and he shared his story how he had to humble himself and play IFL with the Massachusetts Pirates in Boston, in his backyard in his hometown, after he got the blueprint on how to do that from Coach Smith. When he was looking at possibly not, playing anymore, he was deliberating on whether he should still pursue his dream of playing pro football. And he knows preparing what the struggles he went through in getting some of the offers with high school athletic scholarships for football. It prepared him to deal with what he went through in his pro career right now. And as he explained that he was debating on whether he wanted to still play, and I happened to call him because and share with him and told him that I had this option with this indoor football team in his backyard with the Massachusetts Pirates, after talking to the owner there, that he should go play. And he did that. He listened to the blueprint and the plan that I gave him. Then he got into the XFL, and then he did great there. As I share with him, that if you feel like you're a top level player, you got to show it at the IFL, which he did, and you got to show it in the XFL, and he did that. He showed up, and then he got himself back this past season with the Atlanta Falcons NFL team, and so he's going to be back with them again next season with new head coach Raheem Morris, who was at one time the head coach of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers when I was living back home in Florida. And so I think he's going to do well there with having that defensive-minded coach like Raheem Morris there to help propel Lucas there. He's a smart young man. So he shared about those things. And then my son, Jeff Smith II, with the Arizona Cardinals as a wide receiver, who spent his first 4 years in the league with the New York Jets, a short stint last season with the Giants at the beginning of a training camp, and then because of a minor knee injury, thank God he didn't need any surgery or anything like that. He just needed to do rehab. And then he decided to go to Arizona, and he'll be with them next year. And he shared about how, because of myself and my older brother who had college and pro experience, how it made things easier for him, even though he did, send emails and write letters and DM coaches and did all those things. And as I shared, that there were things behind the scenes that I knew to do, which is what you're going to get with this 10-week digital course if you decide you want to sign up. Um, and so he shared how, because he felt like the knowledge that as his dad and uncle that both played at every level helped him in his recruiting, and there was not much that he needed to do other than just make sure he had his academics in place and his test scores, and he was showing that he could play at the next level by the game film that he shared. And he shared an important thing about before he got off on. He gave some advice about how kids, when you're getting recruited at a certain position, like he was getting recruited at quarterback, and he made the mistake of his first 2 plays on his video were run plays. And he said he should have shown pass plays because he's a quarterback and he should have shown his ability, because a lot of times when you're a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, who's an athlete that can play quarterback, he was taught and trained by Coach John Kalel to show that he was a quarterback, an athlete who is a quarterback that happened to be an athlete. And so he just shared that, hey, be careful, young man, young lady out there, whatever sport you're playing and whatever position you're playing, that you show, you want to be sure that you emphasize in your videos what they're looking for at that position. You want to show that in your video first. You don't want to show other stuff that doesn't have really anything to do with your position. You want to be sure you show the strengths in whatever position that is that you play in volleyball or softball or baseball or soccer, that your video shows that strength at that position. That should be the first things you need to show in your video when you're sending videos out to colleges, and if you want to be exposed and recognized. So he shared that before he got off the podcast show yesterday morning, on Saturday morning. So I said that to say this. I had 3 questions that I put out today before I went live, that I said you need to ask yourself as an athlete in your recruiting process. And those questions were, and I said, if you said no to any of these questions, you may not have said no to all the questions, or you may have said no to all the questions, right? And even if you said yes to all of the questions, you still may need some help in some area. Okay, it's still always good to get that advice from somebody who has that experience, like myself, would Love the Game 24/7, and using this platform, these steps, this blueprint that I've created that can help you in your recruiting process. So the 3 questions I put out there that you needed to ask yourself as an athlete, as a young lady, as a young boy athlete, whether you're a middle school athlete or high school athlete. And I put out there, the first question, am I getting the results that I desire or want in my recruiting, in my current recruiting? Am I getting the results that I desire or want in my current recruiting? That was the first question that I put out there. And if you're not getting the desires that or you're not getting the results in your recruiting that you desire in your current recruiting process, or if you're just starting out as a parent with your middle school athlete, and you want to know how to get their recruiting started, because it starts early in middle school, at least 7th or 8th grade. Shouldn't start any later than that. And actually, if you're beyond that, we can still do some things for you and help you, of course. But it's better if you can start in that 7th, 8th grade year, just before you get into high school. And so if you answer no to, am I getting the results that I desire or want in my current recruiting? If you answer no to that question, you need to sign up for the 10-week digital course that I just presented and that I shared all this week during Podcast Row with Love the Game 24/7. Okay? Because my whole goal is to help alleviate some frustration. It's not mean you're not going to be frustrated at all, but there's some things that following this 10-week digital course is going to alleviate some of your frustration, or it will minimize some of your frustration, because now you got some understanding because you went through this 10-week digital course with Coach Smith, and it helped answer a lot of my questions about why my recruiting is not going as well as I think it should, or I want it to go. Okay. And so that's why you need to sign up for this 10-week digital course. And you heard Coach Harvey, when he was on, Lucas Dennis shared it, even my son, who's huge in content creation, along with his wife, the real Kim, KYM, for you guys that don't know, the real Kim. She's a huge content creator, and they're very aware and familiar about people doing digital courses. And of course, there's a lot of people out there doing great things with digital courses. And some of these things are not, they're not cheap, and they shouldn't be cheap, but there are some things, some of them can be very expensive and may not give you the results that you desire. One thing that we do here at Love the Game 24/7 in partnership with GMB Sports Management, we under promise and over deliver. That's what we do. We don't make a whole lot of promises, but we will over deliver if you follow the blueprint, if you follow the plan, the 10-week digital course that if you go through with this, you're going to get a lot of your questions answered. It's going to alleviate a lot of stress, so you can get the meet your goal of getting those, hopefully getting those offers at whatever level it may be that you're getting heavily recruited in, Division 1, FCS, or Division 2. Because as Coach Harvey shared, there's a lot of schools, because there's a lot of college sports out here that can help supplement your education financially, where you're not getting yourself in a whole lot of debt. And the second question I ask, am I doing everything that I should and know how to do? There's a lot of you don't know what you don't know, as my son said uh, yesterday doing his live, and even Lucas Dennis even said the same thing, and Coach Harvey even shed some light on that same topic of you don't know what you don't know. And and I said before, if you keep doing the same thing and expecting something different, that's called insanity. And you can't expect anything different if you keep doing the same thing. So if you've never took the chance to do a digital course or use an outside resource to help you in your recruiting, and things really haven't changed, okay, or you're assuming that the high school coach knows everything, in a lot of cases they don't, okay. Um, Even Coach Harvey played Division 1. In the recruiting environment of today, like he had shared, it has changed. It has changed since Lucas Dennis and my son Jeff Smith II has been in college just 4 or 5 years ago, and it's changed like since 2 or 3 years ago. However, there's still a lot of similarities. Okay, the things that have changed is that quick access through social media and DMing coaches and all those things, and those things are great. But there's still some grassroots things about recruiting that has not changed, that a lot of people don't realize and that they're not doing. You know, and so this is what you're going to get doing the 10-week digital course. Like I said, give you some better understanding. That you'll find that you may be doing some things good, but you may not be doing everything that you can do to help expose you and help you give some more push to your recruiting, some more positive push, and some more positive results with your recruiting, right? So you don't know what you don't know, and sometimes when you sign up for a digital course like the 10-week digital course that I'm going to be starting here shortly, it's going to help clear up a lot of things for you. And so you definitely want to be sure that you consider this 10-week digital course and joining Coach Smith. As I said, um, I'll give more information out about that shortly. Let me hit this last question, this third question that I have out here. Am I receiving any guidance from my coach or coaches? And if you answered no with that, or maybe you're not getting as much help as you think you should be getting, and it may be because your coaches may not know as much. Because, like I said, the ever recruiting has been changing so fast, just like technology, in a lot of ways, and some of it hasn't changed. But some coaches may or may not been recruited before. You know, they're good coaches. Everybody that coaches football has not had the opportunity to play at every level, or play at all. I think most have played, but a lot of coaches have gotten, they may not have played top level division football, or not, or volleyball or baseball. Um, but like I said, there are a lot of coaches who have experience. There are some coaches that their recruiting was just so easy because they were just an elite player, that they don't have a clue about how the recruiting process works, because they didn't have to do much of this. Because there are some kids who are just their DNA, their measurements, their size, and they're just great ball players. That there are some that don't have, didn't have to do anything, and they don't have a clue about what to do with recruiting. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You know, there are some athletes and coaches that, man, their recruiting was so easy because they were just that they were that type of person. They were him or they were her in their sport, and they didn't really have to do much. And it just happens that way for some athletes. And for some of us, you can't compare yourself to somebody who's 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and they run like a deer, and they're just a man child or a woman child that just are just very skillful and just blessed with talent, and it happens. And they didn't have to worry about doing some of the things that you're going to learn in the 10-week digital course. Some things they did. Some things they are going to have. They did do because they had to decide and learn, what's the best place for me to go. That was maybe an area where they possibly struggled in, because they had so many offers coming in till it was making their head spin, until they really just like, I only get 5 visits. But you probably should have taken some unofficial visits, as a student athlete who got all those offers. But if nobody didn't tell you or teach you that, you were stuck with just doing your 5 official visits when you had maybe 30, 20, 30 offers, where you should have broke those things out. Your coach or somebody should have taught you, say, no, man, maybe you should take some unofficial visits. Go to camp. You don't have to commit to anybody right now when you're in 10th grade, ninth grade, and you so-called got some offers, you know. And so, as I said, with those 3 questions, am I getting the results that I desire or want in my current recruiting? Am I doing everything that I should and know how to do? Am I receiving any guidance from my coach or coaches? Okay, those are the 3 questions that I put out there. And if you answer no to any of them or all of them, or even if you answer yes, you still probably need some guidance. In the 10-week digital course that I will be starting here at the end of this month, first part of March, you need to be a part of that. And as I shared, there are several things that I'm going to be promoting here or sharing with you about the digital course and what is coming along with this digital course. And I have 10 modules, and each module will be 3 points that I will be emphasizing on those 10 different modules. Okay, it might be about how to uh, introduce yourself to college coaches, how to write letters, how to write your emails, how to deal with your social media, just different things. I'm gonna highlight 3 points on those 10 modules. Okay, and after each night that we do the modules, because I'm going to do this initial digital course, 10-week digital course live with everybody via Zoom. It's going to be all on Zoom. It won't be IG Live or YouTube Live or anything of that nature, because you paid to have this course specifically for you and not for the masses. Even though I'll still be doing my Wednesday night lives with Love the Game 24/7 podcast, Wednesday nights at 6:30 and Saturday mornings at 11:30. Still going to be doing that and talking on different topics about college sports, pro sports, recruiting, all those things, and just different things, just general discussions about what's going on in the environment with the recruiting world today, NIL, transfer portal. Still going to be doing those things on Wednesday nights, Wednesday evenings at 6:30 and Saturday mornings. But for this 10-week digital course, it's only going to be for those specific people who are going to have access to this for life. Okay. And so if you got more than one athlete in your home, then you're going to be able to use these same blueprint. It's never going to go out of style. Okay. Because like I said, there's still some grassroots things about recruiting that have never changed, and people still think it's all about social media, and it's not all about social media. Okay. That's just it's a good tool to use, and you need to know how to use that as well. But it's not all about social media, and you're going to get that information during a 10-week digital course. Okay, and so you'll have that 10-week module with lifetime access. That's valued at almost $4,000, $39.94. That's what it's valued at in the digital course world today, with me doing a 10-week digital course. And you're actually going to get 2 bonus weeks in there that'll just be Q&A. Okay, after we go through this whole 10-week digital course, for those who want to come on for those 2 additional weeks that I'm offering as well, that's just going to strictly Q&A, and I'll probably have a guest or so on there as well, 1 or 2 guests on there as well to help answer some questions for you parents and you high school and middle school athletes out there. But the 10-week module digital course that you're going to get a copy of via a PDF format, as well as a PowerPoint format that you'll be able to have and download on your computer, that you'll always have access to. That'll get emailed to you within 24 to 48 hours. That's another benefit of being involved with this 10-week digital course. And then, like I said, every night you're getting an hour of coaching with me every night, weekly live coaching with Coach Smith and any guests that I may have and bring on. You're getting that. That's valued at $1,500. Okay, for those 10 weeks. I'm not even counting the 2 weeks, the additional 2 weeks for Q&A in there, right? But the 10 weeks with me and any other guests that I have on there to help go through these modules periodically and to answer questions at the end when we go, after I go through the PowerPoint, you're getting that. Also, we have a private Facebook community, Love the Game 24/7 private Facebook community that you can all keep in contact with each other. And that's just going to be the people who paid that I give access to this community to be able to share ideas and what's going on with him, regardless of what sport your high school athlete or your middle school athlete is participating in. So that's priceless. There's no cost on that. And then everybody's going to get 1 free hour. Everybody who signs up is going to get 1 free hour with me and anybody I invite, any guests. It may be Garrett Blair with GMB Sports Management Group. He'll probably join me on some of these as well, because this is our, like I said, GMB Management Group is a direct partner with me, and this is part of our student division with GMB Management Group. Love the Game 24/7 is because we're direct partners. And so, like I said, that's valued at $150 with 1 free hour of consultation and evaluation with Coach Smith. For everybody that signs up for the 10-week digital course, you're going to get that evaluation from me. So I'll be scheduling time with every parent and their athlete to meet with them via Zoom, just one-on-one, just us, nobody else. And like I said, that's valued at $150 for that hour. Okay, and I mentioned the 2 additional bonus weeks, right? That's valued at $300. You're also going to get email support for individual questions that you may have. You're going to have my direct email, love the247game@gmail.com. Okay, love the 24/7 game. I'm sorry, love the 24/7 game@gmail.com. You'll have that support always. Okay, and one thing that I'm very excited about that I'm sharing, the last bonus here that I'm sharing, is if I get at least 5 middle school students from the same school or 5 high school athletes from the same school, doesn't matter if they play different sports, doesn't matter. Okay, but if I get 5 from the same middle school or 5 from the same high school, you're going to get $500 back to your athletic program. I'm going to donate $500 back to your athletic program. If I get 10, that's $1,000. If I get 8, that's $800. So however many I get, 5 or more, that's how much is going to get donated back to your middle school athletic program or your high school athletic program for you being involved with Love the Game 24/7 to help you with your recruiting. Now, don't you think that's a great benefit to have? That's a great thing to where we are, even though you did purchase the 10-week digital course, we're investing back in you and your athlete and their program. I think that's awesome. I don't think anybody's doing that. I don't think I've heard anybody doing that. We know we're getting blessed to have you guys join us and help us gain exposure, help us gain some momentum with what we're doing here with Love the Game 24/7 in partnership with GMB Management Group. We're going to be a blessing back to you and your athletic program, to your son or daughter and their athletic program. We're going to give back because that's what we're all about. And I think that's just something great to do. You're not just helping us grow and gain momentum and get people to like and follow and share all these great content videos that I've been putting out and more that are going to be coming with special guests that I'm going to have on here to strictly talk about recruiting. I got a good friend of mine that I played college football with that graduated with my brother. He's a former compliance NCAA compliance officer at several athletic programs and universities around the country. I'm going to have him as a guest, Morgan Walker, Mr. Walker. I'm going to have many guests to come on, coaches, even high school coaches, people that I grew up with that are coaching high school sports, basketball, football, all of those good things. Okay, and so this is what we bring. Okay, and as I shared with you what the value of all these benefits, the 10 modules, almost that's a $39.94 value, almost $4,000 value. The email and PDF that you'll get. Format that you will receive at within 24 to 40 hours after we do it each night, one night a week for an hour, at most. That's at a $97 value. Weekly live coaching with me and any guest that I have, that's a $1,500 value. The private Facebook is priceless. The free 1-hour consultation with Coach Smith, a one-on-one Zoom, that's a $150 value. All right, the 2 additional bonus weeks, that's like a $300 value. And then, as I said, if I get at least 5 students from the same middle school or high school, that's a $500 value. When you add all that up, that's over $6,500. Do you honestly think I'm going to charge anybody $6,500? No, I'm not. I don't want to run people off. I want to help people. Okay. And just because I could possibly ask that, or there's value, to that, when you talk about the digital course world, okay, and what people are doing, you know, I'm not, I'm trying to help as many people as possible. I'm not trying to help a small group of people. I'm trying to help a large group of people. I set a goal to help this coming year to help 500 or more um, middle school and high school athletes, 500 or more. That's my goal. If I can meet that and more, man, that'd be awesome. You know, and then you can share with people about all the great content and information that you receive with Love the Game 24/7 and GMB Management Group, and you get them to be a part of it as well. That's awesome. That's my goal. I'm not trying to run people off just because this is valued at over $6,500 as you wrote down those amounts that I gave you, those different values. And if you wrote that down, it's over $6,500 value. No way am I charging anybody that. That's way too expensive. I think there's people out there way overcharging. I think they do a good job, but I don't think you should be paying that kind of money. But you do have to invest in your child, because I paid for private school for both my boys. Um, my oldest, all 4 years, my youngest 1 year. But you're talking, you know, almost $12,000 a year for private school. Everybody doesn't have to do private school. That's just what I did because of the coach John Davis that was the head coach at Clearwater Central Catholic at CCC. And my son was a quarterback, and he was one of the best, if not the best, quarterback coach in the area, right? And one of the best in the state, one of the best in the Tampa Bay area. It allowed Jeff to be the offensive player of the year in the Tampa Bay area at quarterback because of his teaching up under John Davis. Okay. And Coach Davis' son went on to play quarterback at NC State, Jay Davis, after Phillip Rivers graduated. And so he was a quarterback guru in our area that knows his stuff, okay, and still knows his stuff. All right. And so that's why I decided to put my son in private school, even though it was $12,000 a year. That's quite a bit of money, right? But when you look at my son's education costing almost $70,000 a year, being out of state, even though he was on scholarship, full scholarship, thank God, thank the Lord that he had that. Okay. When you add that up over 4 years, like I said, you're talking $250,000, $250,000 to over $300,000. And yesterday somebody mentioned, because I know their daughter is just a student, traditional student at Boston College, and they're paying almost $90,000 out of state, from what they said on the live yesterday morning at Boston College. So that's 90,000 over 4 years. That's $360,000. Okay. But now when we're talking your high school and middle school athlete, you got to invest some money. If you want some of the best, okay, then you got to get it from folks who've been there. You want to get information from people who have an experience, not somebody who has theory. Okay, you want to talk to people like myself who have an experience, who use this personally. For myself, as I learned it, go on the way, and then I use it for my son, as well as many other students that I come across as a coach or as a financial aid administrator at the college or university that I've helped. I helped many. Okay, and now it's time to really, I put this 10-week digital course together to be able to, spend time with some folks and help them. And so, as I told you, I'm not charging anybody $6,500. My course right now today, if you sign up, is $997. My course is $997. But all this week, during Super Bowl week, I promoted it, the pre-launch, because this week was all pre-launch. I offered a 40% discount. And the 40% discount puts you at $398.80. I think somewhere around there, just under $400. So you have up until midnight tonight to sign up for my 10-week digital course. This is the pre-launch discount that I'm offering at 40% for those families that want to sign up for Love the Game 24/7 10-week digital course with Coach Smith. And like I said, all those great benefits that I named, and how it's valued at over $6,500, but I'm not charging anybody that. Right? I'm not charging you $2,000, $3,000. I'm charging you $997. Okay. If you don't get in by the time this midnight tonight, you can cash out Coach Smith at Love the Game 27, or you can PayPal me at Love the Game 27, or you can Venmo me at Jeffrey-Smith-745. That's Venmo handle is Jeffrey, Jeffrey hyphen Smith, Smith hyphen 745, or you can Cash App or PayPal me at Love the Game 27. Okay, and if you have more questions, you can email me at lovethe247game at gmail.com. But you have until midnight tonight to get the 40% discount off $9.97, which puts it at $398.80. You can get yourself doing this pre-launch promotion that I'm doing, that I've done all week, as we did the lives with Coach Harvey and Lucas Dennis, NFL DB with the Atlanta Falcons, and Jeff Smith, my son, NFL wide receiver with the Arizona Cardinals. And you heard them share. If you didn't, you can go to my YouTube channel. Okay, you can go to the Love the Game 24_7. Okay, you can go to youtube.com/Love the Game 24_7, and you can go back and watch a bunch of videos out there to see what I put out there. I have quite a bit of short videos. I have all the um, videos with the lives that I did with Coach Harvey and Lucas Dennis of the Falcons, and my son Jeff Smith, the second of the Arizona Cardinals. You can go back out and view those videos and get yourself caught up on what I shared all week during this time. But this is the pre-launch deal, our Super Bowl 58 special at 40% discount only this week until midnight tonight. So if you want to get that 40% discount, I would tell you right now, you don't want to miss signing up for this 10-week digital course. Okay, and you're going to always have access to me via email, and I look forward to getting started with you guys. You know, it's a limited time, limited space, and you want to hurry up and be sure that you get your spot. You want to get yourself a spot so you can help your middle school and your high school athlete get their recruiting going in the right direction. Okay, and you got to be sure, just like Lucas shared, he listened to the blueprint that I gave him to help him get back to the NFL. All right, it wasn't anything magical. It's just some information that he didn't know, and I didn't want him to miss it. And as he shared that, you know, we had some friends saying, "Well, man, maybe it's time for you to hang it up." You know, and I told him, "No, you're too young to hang it up right now. You had an opportunity to play at the next level. You're still young. You missed a season and a half being out of the game, and you can't miss too many more of that." And I had to explain to him what he needed to do to get himself back active, to give himself an opportunity to possibly get back signed with the team. Okay, and so he listened. He followed the blueprint, just like I'm telling you guys. I have the blueprint. If you listen and you follow it, it will do you well for your young lady, your young man in middle school or high school playing sports. Whatever sport, don't matter. It's all the same. You know, there are some things that you need to do, because as Coach Harvey said, the recruiters, yeah, they're going to come talk to the coaches, but they want to get to know you as a person. They want to get to know your family, right? Because they want to be sure you're going to represent the institution well, right? And so I just want to jump on today to share this and make sure that I, you know, help you understand where Love the Game 24/7 is coming from and where Coach Smith is coming from with this 10-week digital course that is powerful, that will get the results that you're looking for if you join in and listen and, you know, ask, you know, some good questions and follow the steps and do the things that I will be sharing during this 10-week digital course. It's going to help give you the results that you need to get. Now, a lot's going to depend on you as a high school and middle school athlete, the product that you're putting on the field or on the court, or, you know, whatever sport it is you're playing. Okay, you got to make sure you're doing your preparation. You know, I'll be talking about how you as a high school or middle school athlete needs to train and work out with weights. How you need to, you know, give you information about how you should be working out on the track if you're not playing another sport. All these different things, what you should be doing during the off season. Going to get all this great information doing this 10-week digital course. I'm getting down to the details. You know, I don't get into all the details on the lives because it'll be too long. But that's why we need this 10-week digital course. Um, and so that is the plan here at the end of the month. For the first week of March, we're going to get this digital course kicked off live with Coach Smith and those guests that I'll be inviting. So I appreciate you guys. I hope you enjoy the Super Bowl. I'm looking forward to a great game and some great food and spending time with some great people today. And I hope you're doing the same thing, watching Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy going at it today, and those two really good defenses. And so I'm excited about what's coming with Love the Game 24/7 Sports and my partner, GMB Sports Management Group. We're looking to do some exciting things with the young people out there. Okay. And so enjoy the game, folks. If you have any questions about a 10-week digital course, please email me at love the247game@gmail.com. But like I said, you can cash app me and PayPal me at love the game 27, or you can Venmo me at Jeffrey, Jeffrey hyphen Smith, Smith hyphen 745. Get in on the 40% discount today, guys. All right. Because it goes away at midnight tonight. Okay. So get in now. Okay. Get in and get the help with those 3 questions that I put out there that I gave you. Am I getting the results that I desire or want in my current recruiting? Am I doing everything that I should and know how to do? And am I receiving any guidance from my coach or coaches? All right. Those are the 3 questions that I put out there. That if you said no to any of those questions, you need the 10-week digital course with Coach Smith and Love the Game 24/7. And so I'm expecting to see you get the discount. You know, if you miss the discount, the course is $997. But I hope you get in. A lot of you guys get in and get signed up and get the $398.80. But I'm not trying to have people run away and charging some amount that I don't think is what I should want to charge. That's not something I want to charge. I want to get as many and help as many people as possible. Okay. And I want to be able to give back, like I said, 5 or more from the same middle school, 5 or more from the same high school. You get Love the Game 24/7 investing back into your athletic program at your middle school or your high school. And I think that's a great thing to do. And I don't believe anybody is doing that with they're offering that with some of these other things that are out there that are doing some good stuff. But they're not going to do what Love the Game 24/7 is going to give you, the information and the know-how and the how-to. All right. So I look forward to seeing you guys doing the 10-week digital course, and have a good evening. Take care.